It's always a blessing when we have missionary visit us, and it's always a blessing to have Martinez with us. Somewhere back in 1990, 88, 90, we went to the Monterey School of Preaching. John Sherrill had recommended that we go there, maybe we could find a missionary, and the Lord led us to Jose, and it's been a great match. If you missed the meal last night, I feel sorry for you. There was about probably 90 or 100 of us here last night, and it was wonderful. If Jose wasn't such a good evangelist, I think they ought to open a Mexican restaurant here around here. But Jose is a brother. He is not a missionary. He is a brother to many of us. And it's been a great relationship. He is a great man. He has a great family. Have you watched the interaction of Jose and Martha with their family? They have a great family. Look forward to hearing from him. There's been so many dynamics and changes in Mexico through all these years. But it's a blessing to have Jose speak to us and catch us up today.
Good morning, brothers.
Good morning.
It's always a pleasure to be down here with y'all and be part of family of Early Church of Christ. It's been a few years since we've been part of the church. We used to live in Fort Worth before we become preachers or missionaries. And in 1988, we decided to go to Monterey School of Preaching. We were living in Fort Worth. We had a great job, make a lot of money those years. But the Lord had something else for us to do. So we decided to go to Monterey School of Preaching. And when we were going on the first year, that's when I met Brother Mark, Brother David, Brother John, I believe was his name. They had some missionaries in Monterey already, but they were looking for somebody else. And that's when we met. So it's been 36 years, brothers, that we start as missionaries. And it's not easy. It's not been easy. It takes a lot of things, especially the Lord hand to be with you, to do His job. The work we do, it cannot be done with the help of others. We know we have the help of the Lord, but we always need some help. And I thank God for the family that He gave me. I have a wonderful wife that she works more than I do. I know that. And I know the ladies, they know what I'm talking about the work in the church. The preachers preach, yes. We take a long time probably making up lessons. But when we do a fellowship, the ones that work is the ladies. We put them to work. We put them to clean. The things are done different probably here in Mexico. But Mexico, if we're not there with the church, with them, a lot of things don't get done. So Martha has to be there, and I have to be there most of the time. Anything we do, we have to be there. So I thank God for that wife that He gave me. She's a worker. And He gave me a wonderful daughters. They they've been in church all their life. And I remember Martita, my older daughter, asking me a question when she was little. And she asked me, Dad, when are we going to have vacations? We always was in the church just working and doing this and that. And she felt like she wanted a vacation. She needed a vacation. So they've been there all their life. Brother, I'm going to touch some of this, please.
And the whole box.
Thank you, brother. So I thank God for that family, those 3 girls that the Lord gave me. And after my daughters, they come up son-in-laws. And I thank God for those boys that God gave my daughters. They've been part of the church long their lives, and they're workers. They're not scared to do anything for the Lord. And beside my family, the work of the Lord, it can't be done with your help also. And everything that we have done, that's because you've been with us. All the work that we have done is your work. For all the things that we've been going through, you've been part of all our life. So we thank God for being part of early family, early church. Like I say, it haven't been easy, brothers. We had difficult years, difficult times, but the power of the Lord, it's been there, and He just make it happen. And I thank God for all these things that He had given us, and for letting us be part of His work down here on this earth. And everything we have done, brothers, is because you've been there. Without your help, a lot of things that we have done, it won't be possible to do it. So thank you. Thank you for every prayer that you laid for asking God for us. Thank you for all those notes, those letters that you send once in a while, and the ones we received last night. That's been an encouragement for us. That we know we have somebody that is behind us, praying to the Lord for us to continue on their work, the Lord work. So I wanted to thank you. And I got some pictures of what has been going on the last 2 years after the pandemic. You know that pandemic destroyed a lot of good things that we were used to. The church had to work a lot to have the members back in the buildings after the being on online services and stuff. A lot of people got lazy and they want to stay home instead of worship, Our building, since we live in Del Rio, and we went to the building every week or every 2 weeks. We had a lot of things went wrong. A lot of people break into it and took some stuff. By the time we find out, they had took all the wiring cooper, some of the children classes, and all our microphone system was gone. And some of the children classes was mixed up because when it rained, the water stayed on the roof on that section, and the water went in through it and damaged some of the walls. So we had to tear those walls up to do the classrooms back again. And after that, people been stealing stuff, we decided to build a wall on our second floor to protect. We had plans to do AC units for the church building. It's not AC units like you have. We call them mini splits. I guess you know what that is. Those little bitty squares that you put. But we wanted to do them for the auditorium, also for the classrooms, but we had to secure the outside units. So we built up some walls and fixed up the second floor where we can have those units locked up because of the bad people. Talking last night with Brother Mark and Sylvia down on their house, we were just talking about old times, old years when we were young. We sleep with the doors opens and windows all opens, no alarm systems on our house. We didn't even worry about it because we knew the bad people was under the bars. Now it's the opposite way. We sleep in bars and the bad people is out on the streets. So that's what we were talking about. So that's what happened in our building, in our church. This right here, brother, was not this year, but last year anniversary for our church. We made up outside cooking, and there's some of the brothers that they were there last year. It was a year after the pandemic, and we had a hard time to try to get everybody back in the church. So that's when we were 33. This year, February of this year, it was the 34th anniversary for our church. Later on, I want you to see all these new pictures, and after we do with all the new presentation, we're going to go back where we started and how we started, so you kind of see the difference of the work that you have been done. This is our church building at the present. This is our congregation that we have right now. Thank you. Thank God and thank you and thank all the brothers that they're always been helpful to us, helping us to build a nice building where we can worship God and that we can serve the Lord. And this is part of your work. We have a wonderful family there in Acuña. We have, right now, the present, we have, ¿cuántos niños hay? Unos 35. We have about 35 kids on our different classes. But we still have some families that we can get them back to go back to the church. But this is how the building at the present. That's when we were getting the last BBS that we did. You see the drawings that we make. Everything you see in that building is made up by hand. We do not count with technology to. Down on the back stage, that is made up of plywood and 2x4s that we put up there. We have a brother that he goes down there and designs the thing, however class we're going to make. I mean, we just have him, and he got his paints, and he paints everything. And our sisters, they'll do the drawings for to put on the major building and to do also on the classrooms. But everything is made up by hand. We paint those by hand. I mean, big posters. We there a week, 2 weeks before painting, you know, and get them ready for the BBS. There's again a different. Those are these different weeks of worship. But it's how the church building is. This is the BBS, the last BBS that we had last year. Again, if you look up on the walls, there's some drawings on each part of the wall that the sisters make, you know, and that we make for our BBS classes. There's some of the BBS classrooms. If you see Martha and sisters down there trying to get all those kids come down, it's hard to have 200 kids on the building and let them, you know, just sit. So this is the older class that we have. Part of them, they're members of the church, part of the school of, the BBS. And we try to give them school supplies to each one. The backpacks and everything, that's for we try to use those for the church kids and for the, you know, whoever makes progress from the first day to the last day of the BBS. So they don't have the backpacks because we make up a test and then they'll go and win their backpacks. This is part of the work that we did. If you look up on the roof, you see the concrete just come with the paint and everything come off, and that's where the water went into the church, to the classrooms, and damaged all the walls. So we took all the walls out, and we rebuilt all the walls back again for those classrooms. There's the man who directs the construction. We built 3 walls that building that you saw before, right there, that building right there. I don't know, Brother Mark, he's gone. David or Mark, that was our first. Well, I'll say the first building for the church where we would start meeting when we came from. We started our church in our house, and then we bought that lot, and we built that room. It was just like 16 feet wide, about 50 long, and that was our building on 1993. Brother, family. Cooley helped us to put, right there has concrete, but the first one we had, it was just wood and shingles. So they helped us to do that building for the roof. But that's where we started the church on that location. And then we decided to, after we did the big building, we make that up classrooms, you know, we divide it, and that's how we make all the classrooms. There was another wall. We had one already done down there, and then we were building the other wall for the other room. See the roof, and the roof is still damaged. We wanted to put sheetrock and because we already covered the outside, so no more water is going to come in. But we wanted to lower the ceiling down with the sheetrock, so the AC it'll cool faster and heat faster. Having, you know. So, and we have real good brothers in our family that they like to work whenever I can get them to go. I mean, they're a worker, but they do. So, that's this part right here. That's not the same buildings. This is our nursery. if you see on the side of that pipe was where we had the light wires going up to the top, but they went into it from that window, and they took all the window units that we had at the present, and they took all the window units and they take all the copper out of that room. I mean, everything was gone. So we had to rebuild that room from back again from everything. And we did put some, since we're gonna do the wiring and everything, we did put some ceiling on that room. See, that's our technology to put the sheetrock on top, just boards and now the sheetrock is done, and we wanted to put carpet down for the little kids, and there it is. Now I want to see you. I want you to see the difference to this year to 1990. That's some of the kids that we start. They went on the end, believe it or not, but it's me. But that's how we start. 1990. That was behind where that van is. That van was early church van, old van. Well, I mean, for right now, it was great of those years. It was a wonderful band, but right behind there is our Mexican house, is your house, and that's where we started the church. There's a porch behind the house, and that's how we had the classrooms for the kids. There's a family that they become a Christian. The brother and sister, when we got there in Acuña, they were members of the church, but they've been out of the church for years. So when we we went to start visiting, and we baptized Marcos, Linda, and which the girl on the left is still a member of our church. The rest of them, they move out. But there was a family there. There was a BBS. That's Martha right there, my wife, when she was very, very young, 1990. She's still pretty as today. So that truck down there was Dan Rogers. I don't remember Brother Mark. He sent it with a bunch of plywood and stuff in that camper to our place. That was our church building when we started, 1990. There's when we were doing the Lord's Supper. This guy right here on the right is Juan Campos. He's still a member of our church. He's married. He has 2 young kids. ¿Cuántos años tiene Miguel? Como 16? About 14 years old, and another is 10 years old. That one is directed as Misael. He's still a member of our church. He's still there. Never been married. Never, and I guess he's never going to get married. But but he's there. This is a way when we had some special services. We didn't have room to building, so people would just stand outside in the yard and do it. That's after we filled that room that we had to do it outside on a porch. That's how we worship in those first years. That's part of the brothers there. That's how we worship in those years. That's Brother David Cardenas preaching to us in one of those years. That was our church then. We did a BBS. I don't know if you heard about it. There's a Mexican show that calls El Chavo del Ocho. And the kids love that because they're just characters that do a lot of funny things. So we did all for them, and that's how they dressed up. there's people outside and I worship on that room that we had. That's the beginning to doing the first building that I was telling you that we start. We bought that lot and we wanted to do that 16 by 50, and that's how we start. When I went down there those years, I didn't have any clue about concrete. Sending up blocks and do the foundations and stuff. And my father-in-law and my brother-in-law, that's what they did for life. I mean, for years. So I went and asked them how to do things. And as you can see, it was just a bunch of kids. We didn't have money for the rocks. They just went around for the foundation of our first building. There's Jose working down there, concrete. Then David Sherrill gave me that deal for concrete those years. And I still have it, brother. That was the workers for that first building that we built. That's my mother-in-law, Ophelia. She showed us how to do things. That's what she said. We had little boys working. That girl right there on the left, ¿quién era? Aidita. ¿Eh? Esa es Aidita, ¿no? Y este es Rachel. Yeah. So that was going up to the walls to do the first building. Right there. We were doing all the materials we had some Sister Ophelia and Sister Chela, which is Martha's sister-in-law. They always take tacos or food for us to eat when we were building. And there's Jose up there doing and that's that church bus. That's the roof that Brother Cooley gave us the money to do. We bought everything in Del Rio across it. And that's right there, the first building that we built. As you can see, it's not a pretty walls, because we didn't have a clue. But the building we have is for the children classes, still there, haven't fallen. So we did a good job. The new auditorium is this over here on top of all these dirt. We put a wall behind and we filled it up, and that's where our new building is, right with Martha's thing on that bench. And there's the church at those years, 1994, I think, 94. We build that building, we move out of that building without windows or doors, and we was full all the time. So we knew it was time for a bigger auditorium. And thanks Lord, we have a nice and big auditorium. There's another, after that, we help brothers. After we learn how to do the concrete, then we start helping brothers to build their houses. They'll get the material. We were down there, and we were not very good, but we did a good job. So they like it because they didn't have to pay labor, the guys to direct and that's what we did. So that was our first building that we built for the Church of Christ, 1993. So brothers, that's been your work, and I guess we will be working for the Lord for the longest He let us be there, and we wanted to thank you for your help. Thank you for letting us be part of Early Family, and thank you for letting us be part of your mission work in Mexico. Our praise is that always the Lord bless y'all, and thank you. Thank you very much for your work. I hope, I know that we not have done like Jesus say, like we supposed to do. But we sure do a lot of things that are out of our hands, but we still there. Hopefully the Lord is happy with everything that we do, and hopefully you're happy with us being part of your mission work. Thank you, and God bless you.